Synoptic effectively means taking a comprehensive or common view on something. So the project the students are required to tackle has to have that view, but has to have an interdisciplinary context and be linked to the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. The students arrive in their third year, working as a group together in natural sciences students, which for some is a brand new thing to do. They will have come from different subjects of study and different interests. So when they look at the list of projects that are available to them, they'll choose which ones they prefer. They'll then be assigned a group and they'll work in that interdisciplinary group throughout the year. Friendly Expert is the member of staff and they are the project lead and guide for the group. They are there to support them in their journey through a literature review and through building a report in the style of a paper or a grant proposal or a policy document, and help them develop their skills in terms of delivering the project and also the assessments.
Our project was on something called the endothelioglycocalyx in cells and how that's affected when you have diabetes, so how the structure of that membrane collapses or degrades when you have diabetes, and we did a grant proposal investigating that.
The title of the project was Quantum Calculations on Environmentally Friendly Textile Dyes. So we basically figured out molecular structures of different dye groups and combined them to combine properties that would make them more environmentally friendly.
My Synoptic project was on plant microbial fuel cells, which is quite a novel technology. It's a renewable energy where you're using plants and the bacteria around the roots to break down organic matter and produce energy with electrons. And then as we narrowed our scope down with the grant proposal, we decided to focus on green roofs and how they can be incorporated into urban infrastructure.
My Synoptic project entailed the research into algal natural products, and we focused originally in our lit review on preventative health measures, so like the supplement industry kind of like algal products, and then we kind of finished and moved on to looking at algal products that could be used for future medicines.
My project was the same as Hannah's. It was on algal biotechnology, but we took a slightly different route as our supervisor had this data set and we were trying to sample interesting compounds from that data set that could potentially be used to treat cancer.
In general, conservation, but the main focus we had it on for our presentation and policy document was the Sumatran rhino. So that's a species in Indonesia and it's going extinct, but it's a very important species, has lots of ecological benefits, things like that. So yeah, we thought it was an important species to protect and conserve, and that was what we focused on our project.
It gave me a new perspective on sustainability. I think prior to this, I'd come from such a scientific background, quite a narrow mindset of what sustainability was. Whereas with the grant proposal, so much of it was based on applying for funds. And it gave me the kind of mindset about the economic part of sustainability, which I thought was quite interesting as a science student, to sort of realise that something isn't feasible without it being feasible from all directions.
I think some of the best things I've taken from the module is for applying for things past uni, it's very useful for interview stuff, to talk about having worked in a group, having done presentations. I think as the transferable skills are super, super useful from this module. I think that's probably the best thing about it.
So since I've finished my degree, I work in the pharmaceutical sector, so there was a direct link there with healthcare and developing new medicines. What I'd say is we had a really good time on the project, and it really helped develop peer relationships. And from day to day now, I continue to develop those peer relationships with people from all over the business, from finance to project management. So having that really helped me with my day-to-day job now.
Be ready for, again, working in a group and lots of different types of assessment, because I think, again, it was the first time I've had this really wide breadth of assessment. There was a lit review, a poster, a presentation, and a report writing, and I think it was good to have an idea of what each of those things entails and be able to prepare yourself properly for that.
Be open-minded. So you're put in a group with, the chances are you don't know anyone in it. I didn't know anyone in mine. And obviously people are going to have different working styles, different attitudes towards the work, have different ideas on what they want to do it on as well. And you have to just balance it. And if everyone sort of goes in with an open mind and is willing to try new things, try new ideas, I think the whole thing will go really well.
It was really eye-opening in terms of how academic research works and the general process of it, and also the different areas that you can go into, because I come from a chemistry lab background kind of, and I worked a lot more with a software and kind of using software to analyse chemical data, which I hadn't really taken into account as much when I was doing my undergraduate labs. So I think that's been really interesting. And we worked with a PhD student as well. So for like my future careers, that was really interesting to see what that was like.
But it has been like a good baseline for like writing a research project and like planning all the steps independently, because we had to like come up with ideas to our supervisor and basically do the project ourselves. So that was a good start and a good launch for my project right now.
It was the first time I've ever written a grant proposal, so I definitely learnt that. And we also came together as a group. A lot of natural sciences students, we come from different backgrounds, we have different disciplines that we study. So coming together as a group, that was something I completely I learnt for the first time, and it was really beneficial.